If your arms keep waving long after you stop waving, this is for you. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And most women are making some absolutely huge mistakes when it comes to their arms. And summer is right around the corner and the tank tops are coming, the layers are getting peeled off, everyone's coming out of their cocoon, and it's really frustrating when you feel like the last thing that you want to do is get your picture taken or go to that pool party or go to your kids' assembly or something because you feel like you want to hide your arms. But not on my watch, my gorgeous friend, I have got you. I'm 50 years old and I have been known as the queen of arms here on YouTube. So these are the most common mistakes that I see women making as a trainer for over 25 years that are keeping your arms saggy, that are keeping you feeling stuck, and they're really honestly just making you frustrated. And I'm gonna be telling you what actually works and what doesn't, so there's no more frustration here anymore. Ooh, girl, and you are gonna wanna stay to the end of today's video because I have something so exciting coming your way, and guess what? It's totally free. So make sure that you stay to the end of today's video. One huge mistake that I see women making, for lack of any other way of saying it, is just focusing on your triceps alone. No, my dear friend, no. Listen, we have several muscle groups working together, and most of the women that I work with, we want to avoid, and I'm not here to offend anyone, but I'm just trying to keep it real. We want to avoid what I like to call the ham arm. It's like where there's absolutely no definition on your arm, but it's just actually looking bigger. What we like creating here on my channel and my community and my fitness membership is a more feminine, sculpted look. It's really more of sort of like a dancer, like a ballet dancer's arm. So if you're only focusing on your tricep, girl, you are missing the mark. What you want to do instead is focus on your shoulder, okay? That is your deltoid here. We've got, anterior deltoid, rear deltoid, and just making sure that you're working on your shoulder as a whole. That's also really important, especially if you're over the age of 40, so that we don't have injuries later on in life. But you also want to do your bicep and your tricep and work from lots of different angles. Spot reducing does not work. And I know that intellectually we know that, but we often think, oh, I'm just gonna work on that one muscle. Here's the deal. Can you focus more energy and attention on that body part? Absolutely. Here's a little funny thing for you. Have you ever been to a gym and you see a guy who's like super cut? He's got abs, he's got shoulders, he's got chest, and then you look at his legs and it's like a little SpongeBob legs, just like tiny little legs. Well, that goes to show that if you focus all your energy and attention on one part of your body, absolutely that part of your body is going to respond. So we don't want to do that. We want to work our body in its totality. And we want to work our arms in their totality so that you are stronger, so that you are sculpting more, and so that you're preventing injury in the long run. I had a conversation with a friend the other day and she said, in my opinion, I feel like you either have arms or you don't. Like you're either born with it or you're not. And I'm like, I disagree with her a little bit because everybody can improve, no matter what age, no matter what stage of life that you are in. So if you want to get rid of any dingle dangles, first of all, you've got to reduce your overall body fat. Your body composition matters. And I know it myself. I can tell if I am really fit, staying consistent with my workouts, doing all the things, hydrating, all of those things, right? They all play into effect, even for your arms. So don't think like, okay, I'm just gonna only do arm workouts, and that's probably gonna bust out your shoulder joint and make you feel crappy. But you do want to focus some extra energy and attention to those arms so that you can say, bye-bye, bat wings. The next mistake that I see so many women over the age of 40 making, especially when it comes to your arms, is ignoring collagen and skin elasticity. We talk about this all the time on my channel, your skin, your face, all of the things, right? But the same rules play into effect when it comes to our body as well. And if we've got looser skin and our collagen is declining, well, guess what? That's going to actually also affect our arms. But do not get depressed, my dear, gorgeous friend. No, not on my watch. Making sure that you're doing two relatively simple things. Number one, are you eating enough protein? Protein is what basically builds a body. And especially if you are in perimenopause or menopause, your skin is gonna change. It's kind of wild how the skin changes. I'm gonna be honest, I've been in menopause myself for over 2 years. But here is the deal. You absolutely can improve things as long as you are really focusing on the things that really matter. And protein is for sure important, especially when it comes to maintaining your muscle mass. And number two, hydration. You know, it's so funny. I was actually doing this just right now and I was like, gosh, I'm so thirsty. And I realized that I left my water bottle downstairs, which means for at least the last hour, I hadn't had any water at all, which is not a good thing. We want to make sure that we have water easily accessible by us, but also from a vanity, from a health perspective, from all of the perspectives, right? Hydration really matters. And it's gonna, when you have the strong muscles and you're not losing muscle mass because you're eating enough protein, and of course you're doing all the strength training, then when you're also hydrating your skin, you get that sort of glowy, lit from within when everyone's gonna be like, there is no way you are, insert your age here. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you know I got to always keep it real with you. Here are 3 things that can really contribute to your collagen loss and your skin elasticity. Number 1, sleep. I know it sounds crazy, but if you are getting crappy sleep, it's gonna show up on your skin, on your face, on your body, in all the places. You're not gonna look good, you're not gonna feel good, and it can really, your body just doesn't have that chance to repair. You know, we need that rest and recovery time, and that also for all parts of our body, right? But also for our skin. So if you are working on improving your skin appearance, whether it be on your body or your face, sleep matters. And number 2, you're not gonna like this one, I know, alcohol. Alcohol does contribute to loss of collagen or skin elasticity. It's dehydrating. And honestly, guys, you're drinking poison. I do enjoy a cocktail from time to time. I'm not trying to paint a picture that I am not that girl. I do like a martini. Dirty, please. 3 olives, no blue cheese. But I do know that it's not good for me, right? So I notice that I look more glowy, I look more healthy, I look better, I have more of a youthful appearance when I'm laying off the booze, and you should too. And the last one, of course, it's sun exposure. When we're having more sun exposure, that can contribute to the loss of elasticity and collagen in our skin, giving us that crepier, saggier, and kind of flabbier look that nobody wants. So obviously, we want to make sure you're, again, eating protein, getting well hydrated, laying off the booze, making sure that you're getting good sleep, and getting your sun wisely. Now, this next mistake is one that I used to make literally all the time. I was born in 1974 on a cool winter day in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and I grew up in the 80s. And in the 80s was when aerobics got started, and I love Jane Fonda, and I used to do her tape. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we had these things called tapes, her VHS tape all the time. And then I would even wake up early in the morning before school and I would do like Gilad, and I would do 20-minute workout, which honestly, I don't think it was really geared to people wanting to work out, but that's a whole other conversation. My point is this: we were born, we were raised to be what I like to call cardio queens. And if you are over the age of 40, I don't have to tell you that this is your sign to make sure, without a doubt, you are incorporating some strength or resistance training into your workouts. Now, I'm a lazy girl. I know that seems crazy, but I honestly am a little bit on the lazy side, and here is the deal. I love doing workouts, and I find that they are more effective, especially for women over the age of 40, when you are doing combination moves. Here's what I mean. Doing like a Tabata strength workout. So you're getting some cardio, but you're also doing strength and resistance training. Doing HIIT workouts that incorporate weights, right? Doing workouts with bands, resistance band, a Pilates ring, or if you're not working out at home, which is my preference, you can also do something like a Pilates reformer class or a body weight workout. I personally do 2 Pilates reformer classes a week, and then the rest of the days it's all at-home workouts, doing the workouts that I pull from my fitness membership, Total Body Transformation. This is what works for me. Oh, and by the way, my home workouts, 30 minutes maximum. Why? Because mama don't have time for anything else. I really don't. I run a business. I have a 5.5-year-old. Like, I just can't do anything else. So it's really, really important that you're focusing on the things that actually work. And if you're only doing cardio, honey, it is not 1985. It is time to make sure that you are picking up a weight, making sure you're doing some resistance training, using your body weight, and you will see the difference in your full body composition, but also in those arms. Oh, and one other thing to note on this, if I haven't convinced you already by now, when we're doing longer, really long cardio workouts, you might actually be burning more muscle than fat. And the whole purpose of us working out, right, is to burn fat. It's funny because I often find that in periods of time when in the past, I'm talking about like when I was in like my 30s, but I was definitely having some perimenopause symptoms when I was around like 35. I went to Italy once, I was working at a spa, and I only did Pilates. I only did mat Pilates, kind of like the things that you find inside of TBT, and Pilates Reformer. I honestly never looked better. Like, it was crazy because I know that prior to that, I had been very stressed. I was sure that my cortisol levels were raised. I was probably not eating really high quality food, of course, like you will find in Italy, but I'm telling you, the way that it leaned out my body, I felt strong, I felt defined, but it was such a huge game changer. And lucky for me, because I'm a trainer, I was like, okay, these are the results that we need to keep. So that's why I designed my workouts the way that I design them. It's not arbitrary at all, and it changes with time. I notice now that I'm 50 years old, I focus so much more on resistance training. And my girls inside of TBT, like, y'all have probably seen that, right? Because it's something that has changed, right? We've had that program for almost 10 years, and I'm realizing that I personally am working a bit harder. I mean, the truth is the truth, to maintain my muscle mass. I don't want to get flabby and saggy as I age. I want to get stronger and fitter, right? And I'm known for my arms. So we do all the things to make sure that our arms are staying strong, and that really means not being that cardio queen, but doing those combination workouts that are really going to move the needle. So think of it this way. Cardio is important, right, for your heart health, but it's not what sculpts. It's the resistance training, whether you're using your body, so whether you're using body weights, doing some hand weights, using resistance bands, using a Pilates ring, that's what's actually gonna sculpt your body. Cardio is good for your heart. The resistance training is what's going to sculpt and define your body. This is, again, another mistake that I used to make, and oh my gosh, it not only was a mistake that I was making, but truly it was kind of ruining my life, which was measuring my results by a scale only. You know, I teach weight loss, I teach fitness and exercise. I do not own a scale. And if you've been here for a long time, first of all, thank you. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Tracy. Make sure that you tap on that subscribe button. If you're finding this video useful and helpful for you, give this video a thumbs up and click on that bell so you always know when I have a video that goes live. But I've been doing this for a really long time, is my point. And I haven't owned a scale in over 20 years. Now, full disclosure, whenever I go to a hotel and there's a little scale in the bathroom, you know I like to pull that baby out and I weigh myself on it. But it's not from the same energy as before. What I mean is I know that the number on that scale is not going to determine my worth or my mood for that day or my feelings of anything, of being good enough like it used to before. But I do like to kind of see like where I'm at. You can lose inches and sculpt your arms without dropping a single pound on that scale. And muscle is more dense than fat. You know, I always remember when I was in my 20s, I had a doctor and she was taking my weight at, you know, your regular routine doctor's appointment. And she like kind of jumped back and was like, whoa, you're a lot heavier than I thought you would be. And I was like, yeah, because I'm fit, because I am, you know, at that point I was a dancer and it was like, you know, I'm compact. So don't let that number be your only marker for success. You want, especially when it comes to your arms, are you feeling stronger? Are you seeing more definition? Are you seeing that when you're waving, it stops when you stop, right? Are you fitting into sleeves more? And even just like, how does it feel? Does it feel squishy or is it feeling strong? Are you seeing that definition? All of these little things really matter because honestly, they're not little things. It's your body, and you're working towards this progress. And I, as a trainer, want to honor you for actually getting up and doing the work, and also give yourself that pat on the back. You're doing the work, but it doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. We all wish it did, right? Where's the pill where we can just take it and like have our perfect strong body? It doesn't exist, right? We have to put in the effort. And this is unfortunately why I see a lot of women quitting or giving up too soon, because if we don't see those immediate results, and truthfully, we all know that absolutely no one has any attention span, we think, oh, it's not working, this isn't good enough for me, so I should just quit. That's not it at all. You know I personally am slow to see results, especially when I am working on a fitness goal or trying to lean my body out a little bit more. I know that it never, ever, ever comes from a scale. In my opinion, it's always inches. And those inches start dropping long before any pounds go down. So be patient. Do not put your self-worth or even your progress on the scale alone, because sometimes, especially if you're starting a new fitness program, it's normal and actually also to be expected that your weight actually will go up a little bit. So I'll get nerdy here for a quick second. So what happens when we exercise is we create these little tears in our muscle, and we want that to happen. That's what actually builds muscle. So then those little micro tears, they fill up with fluid in your body. And that's why sometimes your first week, 2 weeks, maybe even up to a month, you might say to yourself wait a minute, I'm actually working out, but why is the number on the scale actually going up? It's because of that. And it's really, really important for women to understand that, because it doesn't mean that your plan or your program isn't working. So do not put all of your progress or your result based on the scale, and you gotta be consistent. Consistency equals results. If you're not consistent and you quit and you keep program hopping all over the place, you are never going to get the results that you want. But when you are consistent with making your fitness and your wellness a priority, I promise you, you're gonna look better, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have more energy, you're gonna have better moods, you're gonna just be the full you that you know you've always wanted to be. And the next huge, huge mistake that unfortunately I see so many women making, especially when it comes to toning up their arms, is doing the same workouts at the same weight over and over and over, having absolutely zero variety. And you know what? That's going to lead to burnout. You're going to get bored. It's going to lead to possible injuries, because like I was saying earlier, you might blow out a shoulder joint or just have aches and pains. I have done this myself and it is not fun. It's not fun at all. So take it from me, you don't want to do that. And it's just not going to produce those results that we all want. You want slimmer, tighter, toned, more sculpted, defined, strong arms, right? This is really, really important, especially as we age, that we maintain our muscle tone and that we maintain our strength. It's gonna help us as we get older and we become more seniors, because then we won't be so much at risk for falls and injuries and things that can happen later in life. So variety, my dear gorgeous friend, it is not just fun. Well, it is fun, but it's not just fun. It is also a necessity for you to get the results that you desire from your workouts, and specifically when it comes to toning up your arms. But I'm not talking about just scrolling on YouTube and picking a workout, being like, arm workouts, pick, okay, this is the one I'll do today. Oh, this one I'll do tomorrow. And that actually doesn't work, because there's no structure. There's no mastery behind that. You want to be really strategic with choosing your workouts. So strategic variety looks like this: changing up the resistance, going a little heavier, going a little bit lighter, changing up the modality, body weight versus using a free weight versus using a band, right? Even tempo can make a huge difference. In our workouts in TBT, sometimes we'll do things where it's okay, extend out and then 3, 2, 1 in, and extend out and 3, 2, 1. Or you might go 3, 2, 1, extend out, 1 in. All those little tiny things, yes, they add more interest, they add more fun, but actually they're not arbitrary. They're made by design to give you more challenge and to change things up a little bit, again, so that your body's always guessing, so that, again, you get those little micro tears, you're building muscle, and you're going to get the results that you want. Okay, so I told you I had something really special for you, and if you stayed to the end of this video, thank thank you so much. But here's the deal. I am hosting a totally free 5-day experience. And I have to say, we're doing it at like the perfect time. We start on May 12th, 2025, and it's called The Upgrade. And it is a 5-day experience for you to get your strength, your sexy, your you back. So all of the details will be linked down below in the description box, and we will also pin it as the first comment. So if you go into the comments, make sure that you register for this event. It's totally free, and you can be anywhere in the world to join. We are doing workouts daily, and they're going to be little short bite-sized workouts. I'm talking 10 to 15 minutes, so really short, but we might have some bonus longer ones. We also are going to be doing daily coffee chats, so we're going to be connecting live in real time. Of course, it's going to be through the interweb, so you can be anywhere in the world to join us. We also have amazing giveaways with some of my favorite brands, and only the women that are inside of the upgrade will be eligible for these giveaways. So we really hope that you join us. It is really your time, and do it now, right? Summer is coming. Don't wait till it's too long and then you're frustrated and you're like, oh man, like what am I gonna do now? Nuh-uh, my friend. Register now, sign up. Like I said, it's totally free, and I will see you there. Okay, if you wanna keep hanging with me here on YouTube, make sure to check out this video next.